Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we're doing a review today on the Arno Bernard iMamba. Um, this one's been kind of an interesting knife to me. Um, when I got it and first disassembled it, I wasn't aware that this particular model had loose bearings, and you can actually go back and look at the video. I actually did a follow-up video to the initial one because the video that I initially did taking apart the iMamba and discovering that there were loose bearings, it didn't go so well. So I ended up ordering some additional bearings from Skiff, um, replaced the one that was missing, and it's been a great knife ever since. I think I've actually taken it apart one additional time to do some maintenance on it, and no problem there. The thing that I found about the loose bearings, if you do it a couple of times, you get used to it, and it's not quite as intimidating as it was the first time that I took one apart. Um, not not having any experience with it before, so that's how I started out with this knife. I got it off the secondary, and it's been a really good knife. Um, I've actually been able to play with some of these newer models at Blade Show, and have seen a lot of the models that have fancy inlay of different materials, and those are really nice as well. Some of the newer models actually have a stonewash blade instead of the satin as this does. I've carried and used this knife. I don't know if you may be able to tell a little bit from looking at it that it's got some snail trails from carry and use, but the blade has remained really, really good. Um, I'm not sure if I've had a knife with RWL 34 before, but it is definitely been impressive in this go around. That's actually a hank that came with the knife. All right, so again, titanium scales, nice, huge pivot. Let me see if that's, I don't remember if that's a T20. I think it's actually a T25. T25 on the pivot, which is one of the largest knives that I've had. So T25 on that, and if I'm not mistaken, it is T8. There's T8. Let's try so T8's on the body screw. And again, there's a couple of opening methods. You can actually use this fuller here to reverse flick, or of course the flipper, and you can push button it or light switch it. Even kind of do a little pinch and slow roll it. Nice clip. It has a pretty good bill on it, but I don't think I've ever had any issue with it grabbing on anything. Just the way that it's shaped. I think originally these did come with a kangaroo lanyard, and this one did not have it on there when I got it. All right, let's look at some measurements here. See if we can get this lined up a little bit. So you're looking at about 3.5 inches for the blade length, which to me is about ideal for an EDC knife. you're looking at about a little bit over 7 3/4 for the, but less than 8 for the overall length. Let's pull out a scale and to get a measurement on the weight of this knife. All right. So we're looking about 4.2 ounces. All right, let's do some size comparisons. We'll start out with a couple of Kaisers. This is the Kaiser October. And this is the Kaiser Sparrow. So you can see it's kind of comparable to the Sparrow there. Let's do the North Arm Sky High and the Concept Shard. Okay, let's do a couple of Demcos. Let's do the 80-20.5 in titanium, and then the Shark Cub Slasher. Let's do the Oz Roosevelt and the Petrified Fish Mini Beluga. Okay. Moving on, let's do the Vosteed Psyop and the Vosteed Hedgehog. Let's do another Kaiser. Let's do the Kaiser Militao. Militao maybe just a hair longer. And the Miguron Morial. Let's go with the QSP Penguin and the Kubi Tadius. All right. Just a few more. Let's do the Asher Knives Spiro Warncliffe and the Berg Blades Sweeney. Let's do a couple of Eutectics. Let's start out with the EFD, Everyday Field Duty, and also do the not yet released binary. I think those are coming out in August. He did have some of them at Blade Show, and I was able to get one there. All right, let's do the American Blade Works Model 1 and the American Blade Works Model 2. All right, and then last, but certainly not least, let's do the Microtech MSI Rimlock and the Kaiser Cyberblade. And as you can see there, the Arno Bernard iMamba is longer than the Kaiser Cyberblade. All right. Let's look at profile. It has a fairly thin profile. We'll go up against the Microtech MSI, and you can see that the Microtech's a good bit thicker. Let's look at some ones that may be a little more similar. Let's take a look at the QSP Penguin. All right, that's a decent one. The Kaiser October. The Kaiser Militao. Militao is going to be just a tad thicker than than the iMamba. Is there another one that I want to look at? You can look at it against the Oz Roosevelt, and we can do the 80-20.5. All right, so that gives you kind of the profile there, or the thinness. There's the closed profile. The 80-20.5 is a good bit thicker, or a good bit taller. There's against the Oz Roosevelt, and here it is against the Shark Cub. All right, let's do another one. This one's against the Kaiser Sparrow, so that's a fairly somewhat similar, I guess you could say, one to look at, and that's against the North Arms Skaha. All right, okay. Let's talk about the knife itself for a little bit. In hand, it is comfortable. Got a good. I can get a good 4-finger grip with no problem. There's some jimping along the top that allows you to get a good purchase on it. The jimping on the flipper tab there is good. It's not too aggressive, but it does allow for enough to have some good traction there. You've got the little Arno Bernard logo here on the imprinted in the scales. You've got this huge pivot with some pretty neat designs on the pivot itself. That's actually on both sides, and then you've got the body scales or body screws that stand a little proud there, with a standoff in between. Of course, you've got your lanyard hole. There's the profile of the pocket clip there. You've got some nice chamfering here. Very easy access to the lock bar, and just a very smooth knife. It's not drop shut. It's not even what you would maybe consider hydraulic, but it just works. Very smooth, very controlled. What else can I say about this knife? There you can see some of the details as I roll it over. Carries very well in pocket. It's, as you saw from the profile, it's thin. There are some, if I'm not mistaken, there's not really a lot of lightning on the scale, so it's very thin. There's no, to my knowledge, there's no billboarding at all on the blade itself. The only thing you have there is the Arno Bernard logo. So very, very nice knife in my opinion. It's just a good overall knife that can be carried and used. I don't know if I mentioned, but this actually made by 4 brothers in South Africa, and they do some really good work from what I've seen from this knife. I would like to try a different version of it maybe one day, but this one's really good in my opinion. So there you have it. This would be one that I would recommend if you have a chance to try it out. They can be found fairly reasonable on the secondary. I think new, a plain one like this is about $500, and then the prices go up with different materials, different inlays. I think there's a warthog tusk or something ironwood. There's a lot of different inlays that they put on this, and actually I think it's on both sides of the knife. So I'll leave a link down there in the description so that you can take a look at that and look at the different options that they have. But there you have it. This is the Arno Bernard iMamba, and it's a knife that I've enjoyed having and using, and I really appreciate those that have stayed around, listened, and watched the video. And if you would hit that like button down there, hit the subscribe button if you so desire. We really would appreciate it, and it helps the channel out. Leave a comment. I do listen, or excuse me, I do read the comments and reply. I try to reply in a timely fashion. I learn things from the folks that leave the comments, and I appreciate all of you that have joined me in this knife journey. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks.